Congratulations, right? Not a lot's changed. I've been, feeding her 2 kids for the last 18 months, so, People are like, how's Christmas this year? I'm like, a lot of feedings. That's 2 weeks off. That's like an extra lunch a day, a week, 7, 14, I don't know. Anyways, my stepkids are cool. Kids are great. They say when they, my wife says they trust me. That's why they confided in me. So 14-year-old said, do you think 8 inches is big for a 14-year-old? In my head, I was like, that's a huge fucking dick. Way bigger than my dick. But of course I said, you didn't come out of my nuts. Go ask your dad. He lives like 5 miles from here. So, my wife said, yeah, it's because he trusts you. And I was like, well, we're going to create a wall of mistrust right now. That's what's going to happen with that shit. Kids are nuts, man. It's like, why? When I was 15, like, I was trying to get hold of some acid. I was trying to get hold of some marijuana with seeds in it, because I'm a little bit older, like some of that dirt weed. Kids now, it's like, when I was 13, 14, 15, I didn't want to go to my grandma's house. Right now, a 15-year-old's like, I'm going to grandma's house. She's got arthritis. There's Oxycontin in the fucking bathroom. She's sitting on the couch, watching TV, eating Hot Pockets, scratching his neck like this. Just a little tired, Grandma. It's rough, man, kids. Adderall, too. What's up with Adderall? I just snorted one. Yeah. Because I only do any kind of thing. Some people smoke everything. Some people snort everything. Some people, eat it. I snort everything, so. It's the same as cocaine. That's why I don't understand how they give it to kids. Because, if I snort enough Adderall, I'll be in the kitchen at 4 in the morning drinking vodka out of the freezer, punching my penis. So, when, I don't want to...
I'm going to try a few jokes that don't normally land, maybe a little harsh. We're going to see what happens, alright? They say if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I think that's true, especially if what you love is children. Hey, I told you.
It's funny because it's true.
Oh, register, right? They say if you meet the woman of your dreams, you love, you want to settle down with, that you won't realize it right away, but something about her is going to resemble you, or resemble your mom, or remind you of your mom. See, I don't think that's true, because I don't remember my mom fucking all my friends.
He's blushing.
All right. When I was a kid, I was lying, guys. My dad's not dead. It's just a joke. It's part of the job. When I was a kid, though, he would do these great magic tricks, I loved every one. Like one day, he took my nose. He took it off of my face, held it in front of me. Blew my mind. Another day, he pulled a coin out from behind my ear. And then one day, he just kind of disappeared. I guess stop telling that joke. I don't know why it's in there. All right. When I was a kid, I was diagnosed with ADHD. I always thought it was funny because... What? Did you say something? You did? You didn't? I like tattoos. I have a few. I recently got a new one. I got the words "kiss me" tattooed on the side of my dick. My wife doesn't like it. She really hates it when I put words in her mouth. The other day, I was building a bucket list with my wife. She wanted to. She thought it would be cute, So I went through it with her, and we wrote them off individually, and she read hers off first, and it was adorable. It was perfect, it was the only thing you could want. It was all things that included me, So it was like, things like travel, see the world, a skydive, and it ended very pretty with us sitting on a rocking chair at a beach house looking out in the sun. And then she got mad at me, because mine was just a list of all of her friends. That's it. That's all I got. That's it.
it snowed recently, which is actually pretty dangerous for me. Mostly because I'm this color of white, which is just so pale. Most people in this room can fall into the snow and be fine. But if I fall in the snow, I disappear. People are just concerned. They're like, there's just more snow. Where's Ryan? I'm not going to make it. I feel like if I was a Crayola color, like I mean, Snow White's obviously taken. I'm just apologetically white at this point. Hi, I don't know what I did yet, but I'm sorry. So I live in a house with 5 guys right now, which is disgusting. It's just atrocious. I appreciate women so much more now than even previously before, because I have a friend who, like, most people, like, normally shed. Like, this dude, like, he just goes in the shower and it just looks like Chewbacca and Sasquatch got into, like, a claws out fist fight. And it's just the worst. But I'd love to say, like, this is not the worst living arrangement I've ever been in. My last roommate, his nickname was Hot and Fluffy. He was a more rotund gentleman and a fantastic dude. But he would do some things that would really throw people off. For instance, one night, I'm up at like 3 in the morning. I'm an insomniac, so I'm just sitting on my computer. And you ever see something go by your face and you're like, man, I hope that wasn't my naked roommate. Because I figured out what that was like. And so he sits down and turns and tucks himself into his desk, so I can't see anything, but it's like kind of ominous, like you know he's there. And all of a sudden, I see him reach up onto his desk and grab an empty can of Planters peanut nuts and bring it down. I'm like, oh shit, what's about to happen? He turns around with a smile on his face and tastefully covered goes, Ryan, look, nuts. And then I got the last laugh when all of a sudden he pulls it off, throws it back on his desk, which is concerning because it's like, that's not reusable at this point. That's dead. Like, and goes, salt, 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 and runs into the bathroom because he's now burning. And all of a sudden he just goes dick deep into our sink, which is just, first of all, like, I saw that happen, I was like, okay, I'm brushing my teeth down the hall now. And while this is happening, we're causing a ruckus, a commotion has occurred, and our suite mates, who we have not met yet, open up the door and both of them poke their head in to see my roommate just there, and he goes, hi, I'm TJ, with the wrong hand. That's how we met our suite mates. They loved us, they got to know us better. Oh, yeah, it's been interesting though. So I am single, very single. And I can say very single now because recently someone said that I reminded them of their gay cousin, so I got gay cousin zoned, which I think is like the lowest level that you can get. Like, I just wave at friend zone on the way by, like, that looks nice. Like, goodbye. And I don't, poor me, thanks. But I don't get it, because most people are like, oh, you just don't know that you're gay yet. Like it's a progression. Like I wake up in the morning today and I'm like, dick's like a 12% possibility, and then tomorrow it's like about 15%. That's not how that works. I don't like it. The worst is though, like, people are like, oh, you don't have a girlfriend, so you must be gay. That's not how that works. A relationship is 2 people making a choice, and if you don't believe that, you're going to prison soon. Like, that's just the truth. And second reason, no one else does that for anything else. No one would be like, there's a hunter and he goes out and he doesn't get a deer and comes back and they're like, oh my god, you're undercover for PETA? That's not true. Maybe just the deer ran away, or maybe me and him are the same, where we just haven't found the right racked mount yet. All of a sudden everyone was like, oh, that's why I think he's a douchebag. No. Guys, I'm going to leave you on this note. I discovered recently that Apple had an update, the quickest way to make my mother cry, unfortunately, because I love to say to my mom, I loves you, which is just, that's the way I say it, that's just the normal way that I do it. Turns out, Apple's new update autocorrect to I loved you, which was the saddest way to say my mom goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Ryan Kelly. Thank you very much.
Lately is dealing with boomerang kids. You know what I'm talking about? Those adult kids that bounce back to live in your basement every once in a while. If I had known that every umbilical cord was just a gigantic rubber band, I would not have had 5 5 kids. Now, I knew that my college kids were going to come home every summer, and I figured they'd come home and live with me again when they were looking for their first job. But now these adult kids are coming home too, after job losses and divorces and foreclosures. And, you know, it's really different as adult kids come back, because college kids, they come home with 3 things. They come home with a computer, a backpack, and a home beer making kit. The adult kids arrive with a wife, 3 kids, 2 dogs, a hamster, a goldfish in a bowl, and what my pagan granddaughter has in that cage that she totes around with her, I don't even want to know what's in there. And then they pack all of their furniture in your garage, park a boat in your driveway, and overwhelm your internet connection. I'm glad I saved that home beer making kit for my college kids. I am really going to need it. And there are always a lot of discussions and negotiations that go on when the kids come home. The first one's always over curfew when those college kids come back, because we adults need the curfew. We got to get up in the morning. But those college kids, they're like fugitives from the series Twilight. They live most of their lives after dark while they're sucking our wallets dry. Then there's who controls the TV remote. Now, I know they don't want to watch my shows, but if I wanted to watch Betty White's Off Their Rockers, unending episodes of The Walking Dead, and reruns of The Hangover, I'd just go down to my local senior citizen center and watch that in live action any day of the week. I'm not ready for that yet, so keep your hands on my remote. But the most difficult discussion of all is always over opposite-sex sleepovers. Theirs and ours. Because I'll tell you, worlds collide when my 60-year-old sleepover friend meets up with my 25-year-old son and his date over the Fruit Loops in the morning. Yeah. And if I think things are bad now, I am not looking forward to the day when that umbilical rubber band snaps back the other way, and I have to go live with one of my kids permanently.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, shit is right. You are absolutely right. Although I probably really enjoy the payback by keeping them up all night while I watch a Star Wars marathon. Yeah, or while I bottle my latest batch of beer. And I owe my youngest son some payback too, by having all of my friends come over at 2 o'clock in the morning for a noisy contest over who could eat the hottest chili pepper. Because he did that to me one time. But I know if things get really unbearable, I can always rely on the government's ultimate retirement housing program. And it's got nothing to do with Social Security. It's a program under which I go out, I commit a major felony, and I wind up with free housing for the rest of my life. And if I do something really bad, I might get a room of my own. I know the decor would be terrible, and fashion police would have nothing good to say about those orange jumpsuits, even though I know orange is the new black. But it sounds pretty good, because somebody would have to do my laundry, cook my meals, and scrub my shower. But, you know, who am I kidding? I probably won't wind up living with one of my kids. I probably won't wind up in prison. I figure I've got 10 or 15 good years before my kids try to put me into a retirement home. Even now, I have to be really careful about what I say and do, because I know they're taking notes and chattering behind my back. I figure one major one major senior moment, right? One major wardrobe malfunction away from assisted living. But I'm trying to keep an open mind about going to a nursing home. Can't be any worse than the prison plan I had laid out, right? And it'd be a lot similar. You know, somebody would be doing my laundry, doing my cleaning, and cooking my meals for me, although they'd be pretty bland. But, at that point, I figure all of us old people will be required to have the medical marijuana cards. So with the munchies, we'll eat anything. The other good thing about going to a nursing home is that all of the remaining available men will all be kind of corralled in one spot. I won't have to chase them down one by one on internet dating sites anymore. So I'm willing to go to a nursing home as long as I can take my car and I can make an escape if I have to. Can probably convince one of those old guys to make the escape with me. I mean, who's going to pass up a chance for one last cross-country road trip, right? So if in 10 or 15 years you see my face on the evening news along with some old guy, and the story's about two old people who've gone missing and are feared endangered, you can all call the police and tell them where to find me. I'll be headed cross-country, probably to Tijuana, where I can make that chili pepper contest a reality. My name is Deb Byer. Thanks for listening tonight.
My friend is a vegetarian. Any vegetarians here? All right, I'm not surprised. She's a vegetarian, but I really think God hates her because he gave her pepperoni tits. Like, whoa, it's intense. My biggest fear is that I have sex with a Republican. Anyone else? Just like it keeps me up at night. I'm like, oh. God. It's one of my biggest fears because I know the morning after he will not be willing to drive me to Planned Parenthood. It'll be like, bitch, take an Uber. Jesus. When I was little, I asked my mom, I said, where do babies come from? And she said, well, Aunt Flora, when a man and a woman are in love, and the woman is afraid she's gonna lose the man. It's like, is that where I came from? She's like, oh, no. I didn't get a lot of valuable skills in high school, so I needed a way to make money from the government. That's where you came from. Oh, man.
I'm leaving a traumatic experience. I had a very traumatic experience back in California. I had to buy a pregnancy test. Correction, I had to steal a pregnancy test. And it was a weird experience because I don't want kids, I don't want kids mostly because I already have a big family. I got a huge family. I got 16 nieces and nephews. And you guys were like, yeah, god damn, that's a lot of nieces and nephews. How many brothers and sisters you got? One. So it's a weird situation. My nephews always ask me for things, Like kids are very comfortable. Like just asking you for shit, like random stuff. Like, no shame. Like one of my nephews asked me if he could have my laptop. My laptop. Not for Christmas, not for his birthday. He asked me if he could have my laptop when I die. And I'm like, what kind of request is that, dude? Like, do you know how computers work? Do you know how death works? Like, I plan on being here a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a 30-year-old, fit, non-smoker, non-rapper. I live in an up-and-coming neighborhood. I ate a fucking kale salad today. I plan on being here a minute. Like, you don't think that I'm gonna outlive a 2011 refurbished MacBook Pro with no spacebar? Yeah! The fucking spacebar don't work. You think that I'll die before I spill a hot latte on that shit? Which will be partly my fault, but also the fault of the Starbucks in San Francisco on 16th and Montgomery for having wobbly-ass tables when I stood up too fast to take a shit. Don't judge me. Coffee works. But my nephew's from the hood, so kind of like all he knows is hood. All he knows is hood. He was like, but uncle, what if you get shot? And I was like, why are you so excited? But I told him, you're right though, you're right. I could get shot, I could. But I am exiting that 15 to 34 age range where homicide is the leading cause of death amongst black males. You, sir, are entering it. So, let me get that Xbox. They just asked me shit. One of my other nephews asked me to take him to see the movie Straight Outta Compton. And I was like, dude, you're like 11. Like, I'm not taking you. I saw the movie myself though. They said it was snubbed by the Oscars. They said they think it should have got an Oscar nomination. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was pretty good. Did you guys check it out? Okay. Well, I guess that's statistically accurate. All right. She's like, nope. No, it is. CNN actually reported that of all the film's audiences, nearly half, 46%, were African American. Only 23% were white. Only 23% were white. My question is, how'd they get those numbers? Because I saw the movie. I didn't fill out a fucking census survey. So that means that there was someone at the theater counting black people, which is a difficult thing to do at a movie theater. A lot of my friends are having kids and shit now, and all that's cool. I'm just not at that place in my life right now. You know, I don't know, I don't feel like I'm an adult. I don't feel like I'm doing like adult things. Like my friends, a lot of my friends have kids, but they also own homes. They have families. They know how to, they know how to trade stock. I know how to do shit like get a free biscuit at Popeyes. And some of you are looking at me like, all right, how? That boy is like me. Yeah. Tell me more, sir. Well, you walk in and you order number 6. All right, those are chicken tenders. And you can get them mild, you can get them hot, or you can get them blackened. You have to order them blackened because they have to cook it fresh. At which point you'll say to the cashier, you'll say, hey, can I have my biscuit now while I wait? And the cashier will hand you a biscuit, and you eat that shit. 5 minutes later, another dude prepares the meal. He and the cashier, they don't communicate. So he'll routinely open a box, put the fries in the box, put the chicken in the box, put a biscuit in the box, close the box, hand you the box, you open that box, you see that biscuit, you be like, yo, God is real. My hero. My hero. So I'm just not a good adult, you know? Like I'm trying to be honest with myself, be honest with my goals now, you know? Like I have a lot of goals still, but I also know that certain things have to happen if I'm ever gonna achieve certain goals. Like one of my goals is I wanna finish reading the Bible. But I know in order to do that, I'm gonna have to spend 6 to 12 months in jail. I just need a little confinement, you know what I mean? Lack of options. Sometimes comedians ask me for workout tips and I give them the exact same advice. They ask me for workout tips, I give them the same advice. I'll be like, dude, just go to jail. Like, have you ever seen someone come home from jail? They're in the best physical shape of their lives and they're well read. It's like, what's the downside, you know? But they'll be like, well, I'm actually on my way to the gym, so just help me out. Tell me, what should I do? And I'm like, dude, don't go to the gym. All you gotta do is get caught in the back seat of this stolen car with like 1 to 5 grams of cocaine, you know? Depending on your fitness goals. It's like, how much weight you trying to lose, dog? You trying to tone up? You trying to bulk up? Help me, help me. Oh man, I don't like talking about working out, especially like with strangers, you know? People just use working out like as an icebreaker. Like I'm in the grocery store at the checkout counter, and the guy's just like, hey, yo, so you work out? And I'm like, nah, I don't. How's that make you feel about your life? Shit. I like to have fun on social media. I don't take social media seriously. A lot of people use it as a platform to send off their philosophical message into the atmosphere, and I don't do any of that. I just like to have fun. Like this is what I like to do on Facebook, and I recommend you guys try it as well. What I'll do is I'll post a status, and the status will be loving, caring, uplifting, you know? It'll get a ton of likes, tons of likes. But then I'll go back and I'll edit the status to some racist, misogynistic shit. But I'll keep those likes. Because Facebook, they don't take those likes away. So you'll click on my page and it'll be like, yeah, after I fuck these white bitches, I make them put on a Ray Rice jersey, then get in the kitchen where they belong and cook me some grits, eggs, bacon, and biscuits. 784 likes. And comments too, comments like, you inspire me. I'm like, yeah. I'm so proud of you, son. Thanks, Ma. I love you too. She cooking. Stupid. I don't know. I like that fun, man. I just like that fun because my family situation is weird, you know? Like I have one brother, one sister, and my brother has 7 kids, which includes 2 kids that are the same age. They're not twins. I'm letting you guys do the math. My sister, weirder, stranger situation. She has 9 kids, which includes a set of triplets. That's 3 kids. You guys know that? It's 3 kids, but there's 2 fathers. There's 2 fathers. The triplets. 2 of them look like me. 1 of them looks like her. And I know you guys are like, how in the hell is that possible? I don't know. Probably the same way you find an onion ring in your French fries. Deb had me dying when she said opposite sex sleepovers. That shit was hilarious to me. You guys, I thought that was like the most adorable thing ever. But she mentioned being like her kids being boomerang kids, and that kind of resonates with me because I'm like, I like to say that I'm crashing at my mom's place right now, but I'm like in transition, so I've been living there for a little bit.
Transition.
In transition. That's like some millennial shit to say, you know? I'm in transition right now. No, but I'm staying at her place, and it's cool. She's like really excited that I'm home because she's kind of lonely, empty house. But it's like I don't know, for some reason, like to a parent, you're still their kid, so they don't really respect your privacy, like at all. You know, like she'll go in my room and just clean shit and just reorganize. So like she reorganized my bookcase. You know, so like thanks to my mom, my 6 books on cunnilingus are now alphabetized. Cunnilingus is licking pussy, guys. I know you guys are like, who needs 6 books on cunnilingus? A guy that's a 7.5 with $400 in his bank account who's trying to marry a 10. That's it. I thought that would be funny. She also, I don't get into that. She like, you know, every man has their method of masturbation. She took I said man. Okay, well since you mentioned it, what's your method, ma'am?
I have a very good vibrator.
You know what? You know who else has a very good vibrator? Every woman in this room. I have a very good method. Yeah, so does everybody else here. What kind of vibrator do you have that's different? Is it different?
It's called, well, I don't know if it's different.
Then why did you say that?
I don't know.
That's why I'm asking women. What's compelling you to speak, ladies?
Daddy with a natty.
Huh?
It's called Daddy with a natty. I don't know, but if that shit could say I love you, would be set for life, ladies.
If it said it loved you?
If it could take you to dinner. Yeah.
If it could take you to dinner. So, I don't know if there's any tech people here, but if you can invent a vibrator that takes you to dinner, that can take a woman, which means it has a car, which means that it can drive and get a driver's license and get a credit card approved, a vibrator that buys itself and gives it to her.